Everybody, and welcome to week 9 of the Business English 2 semester. I hope you're all well, and I hope you all recovered from your online midterms. I believe some of you still have midterms this week, so I hope those go okay for you. I hope you're surviving the midterm season. I know it's very stressful for many of you, so I hope that's going okay. A big thank you to everybody that did the online business 2 midterm last week in week 8. Really great. So many did really well in it. Obviously you're studying the work that we're doing, so that's great. Yeah, it was a tough test, and you did really well. So good work, everyone. A few of you are a little bit worried because maybe you didn't do as well as you hoped. To those people, I would say don't worry about it. The midterm test is only 15% of the final grade, so really don't stress about the midterm test if you didn't do as well as you'd hoped. There's plenty of time, plenty of grades to pick up along the way. Just keep working hard, hand in all the work that the course requires, and you're going to be fine on the course. Okay, so please don't stress about the midterms. It's not worth it. It's only 15%. Okay, just continue to do your best on the course. But having said that, majority of people, fantastic. So really well done on that, guys. And thanks again for week 7 forum posts. Again, really enjoyed reading them. Very creative, very interesting about alpha advertising and creating an advertising campaign. Some really interesting ideas in there. Some really original ideas. Good layouts of how you would do it. You know, really thinking about the target consumers. There's so many good ideas in there. So hopefully you all read them and picked up lots of ideas and different ways of doing things, not just kind of my style. Maybe different people have really different styles, so that was great. So keep reading them and keep commenting on them because that's really good. I'm making a few comments, getting the ball rolling, but it's great to see other students like picking out positive aspects of different peoples and writing it up on that board. So well done for that. Really happy with the forum posts and how everybody's interacting with them. So great work, everyone. Okay, a little reminder. Obviously, this is week 9, human resources. Don't forget, this video is just the talk through. It's just the walkthrough for an opportunity to give you some of my ideas, my kind of thinking on some things. But it's just a talk through, a walkthrough. Access all that learning material. There's the pre-reading, there's the extra reading, there's PPTs, there's forum posts. Make sure you access all of that. It's important that you access it for the course. Really take advantage of all that business English that's attached to iClass. So keep doing that. Keep accessing all the work. There's more work in the book if you wish to do it. What we talk about in this video is just the minimum that I'm looking for you to do. Okay, so remember, there's so much information there for you to take advantage of and help you improve your business English with. So we're talking about human resources today. Talking about the pre-reading that I was hoping you'd do. Obviously, week 7 I attached the pre-reading for the human resource section, so hopefully you've read through that pre-reading. You're going to be familiar with some of the vocabulary in there. Vocabulary like recruitment, training, performance appraisals, hiring, promotion, racial discrimination, sexual discrimination, selection procedures, incentives, motivation. All kind of really good language when we're talking about human resources, and all language that we're going to use in this unit this week. So if you haven't already, stop this video, stop working through the PPT, go and have a read of the pre-reading. It'll give you a good basis of what we're going to be talking about this week. Okay, so that is what we're talking about, human resources. Let's get started on it. It's on page 74 in the book, and it's unit 8. So that's kind of the unit, well, that is the unit we're going to be working through now. And we're going to be talking about employment. We're going to be looking at the recruitment process. We're going to look at finding a job, and we're going to look at choosing the right candidate for a job through the case study at the end. So those are the things we're looking at. Let's get started. So the first question is, what is human resources? Okay, so can you define what human resources is? Have a think. Jot your ideas down in your notebook or your journal or wherever you're putting your ideas for this course and you're thinking. If you're really struggling for a definition, maybe look on Google. See if you can find a definition that you think works for you, that you think encompasses all the ideas of what human resources is. For me, I got this definition, the department of a business or organization. So there you go, you're looking at a department within a business that deals with the hiring, administration and training of staff. So there you go, some of the tasks that human resources does: hiring, administration, training of staff. Obviously you read the pre-reading, you'll be aware that they do a lot more than that, just that. Firing staff, disciplining staff, motivating staff, just appraising staff, just a few of the things that human resources do. So a very, very important department within a business. And one that I'm sure you're all going to deal with at some point in the next few years as you're looking to enter companies and get a job. So a very important department of a business. So I like that definition. It really works for me. I think it's quite short and basic because obviously human resources does a lot, and that's what we're going to be looking at this unit. So think of your own definition. Use this one if you wish. Maybe you could use this one and build on the definition. There you go. And if not, find one on Google. But write it down, jot it down. Write a definition that you're happy with. Okay, once you've got your definition, you've made some notes on it, you're happy, let's move on. Oh, Confucius. There you go. Choose a job you love and you will never have to work a day in your life. Yeah, interesting idea. Not 100% sure I agree with him, because I do like my job. I love my job. But I often feel I'm working. So there you go. There's a little quote from Confucius. Maybe you agree with him. Maybe you don't agree with him. So in the startup section on page 74A, in your opinion, what are the 5 most important factors for getting a job? Okay, so can you think of what factors are important when you're getting a job? Something that I'm sure many of you will be doing in the very, very near future. So we've got a few examples there. We've got references, age, maybe gender's important, astrological signs, handwriting, blood group. Some people agree with that. Some people don't agree with that. Personality, qualifications, family background, appearance, hobbies, interests, experience, education, intelligence, marital status, sickness record, contacts or connections or networks that you know. Maybe you can think of some more different ideas that you think are important. For me, just a few. Let's pick out a couple. I think experience. I think that is what employees really really look for. Can you do the job? Can you do the job well? Have you proved you can do it? I think experience is so big when you're getting a job, and if I was an employer, it's probably the main thing I'd look for, and it's something that really is difficult for first time people trying to get a job for the first time, graduates like yourself, because you'll go into the interviews and they're going to say, have you done this job before? What is your experience? And many of you have never worked in a company before, so it's like you haven't got the experience. But how do you get the experience if you can't get a job? So it's kind of one of those vicious cycles. So it's a really really difficult position for graduates to be in, and that is why many of you do your internships to try and get that experience and get your foot in the door, we say, and give yourself that experience, so when the interviews come you can say you do have some experience. So there you go. I think that's maybe one example of something that's important when you get a job. I also think contacts, connections. I think if you know someone in the company and they recommend you, I think your chances of getting hired are drastically increased. Is it right? Is it wrong? Is maybe a little bit unethical that you get hired because you know somebody in the company, but it's quite a humanistic, natural thing to do, to hire someone that you know. So I think that could be a big influence. Qualifications again, especially for certain professions. Maybe medicine would be an example. You don't want to go to a doctor that's unqualified, so you need to get those qualifications to prove that you've actually done the work, you know what you're talking about. So there you go. I think those are a couple of extra examples. I'm sure I could think of a lot more. Some things that I really don't think matter. Astrological sign, so kind of your star sign. I can't see how that would ever influence how you get the job, but again, that's a very personal opinion there. Where was the other one? Blood group. Yeah, it's a very, I've noticed in Korea, everybody knows their blood group and characteristics associated with that blood group. I don't even know my blood group, to be honest. So for me, that wouldn't influence your ability to get a job. So I wouldn't put that in there at all. But again, maybe the older generation, the people that are hiring, maybe they have a very different opinion to myself. Unofficially, gender would maybe be an influencer. It's proven statistically that men tend to get the higher positions and the more well-paid jobs. So we're talking about that kind of glass ceiling for females. So maybe gender, again, quite not really fair and quite unethical, but maybe it could be a restriction on certain jobs and certain positions. So there you go. There's just a couple of ideas of my thinking. See if you can select 5 different things that are important when you get a job and why. Okay, and maybe like I did, maybe you could think of some things that negatively impact you getting a job. Okay, I'll leave that with you. Work your way through it. See if you can think of 5. Once you're finished, move on. And here we've got lots of different statements as they appear. We got at work, appearance is more important than performance. You should keep your private life totally separate from your work. People don't change much during their working lives. It is best to work for as few companies as possible. Everybody should retire at 50. Making money is more important than enjoying your work. The role of women in business is no longer an issue. There you go. You've got 7 statements. Again, there's no right answer. There's no wrong answer. These are very subjective statements, and maybe you agree, maybe you disagree. But why? Justify your thinking in each matter. Let's take a couple of examples. Well, the role of women in business is no longer an issue. Previous slide, we just talked about gender, or I mentioned about gender and how it can statistically, the best paid jobs, the management senior positions tend to go to males rather than females. So there you go. I would disagree with number 7. I think it is an issue. I don't think it's right, and I don't think it's ethical to discriminate between genders. But does it happen? Yes, I believe it does, and I think there's work to do on that in the business world. So there you go. There's one example and my opinion. Let's take another one. Everybody should retire at 50. Well, I would love to retire at 50, as I think I'm 41 now. So yeah, I would love to retire in 9 years, but I think I'd have to disagree with that word should. It would be nice to retire at 50, but I don't believe I'm going to have enough money to finance my family, pay off my mortgage, to retire at 50. So I think that's just wrong. I think you should be allowed to work to whatever time you want, whatever age you want, as long as your performance in that job allows it. And with Korea, you've obviously got the aging population, the changing demographic. People are living longer. So yeah, 50 seems very, very early to retire. So I would strongly disagree with people should retire at 50. Number 4, it's best to work for as few companies as possible. Obviously, I think a few generations ago that was the case. You tended to go into a company and stay there for life, but I don't think that's the way now. I think it's probably not the best to do that. Linking it back to what I said was important when you get a job, I think experience is very, very important when you get a job. And I think you can only get experience by working in different positions, at different companies, with different contexts. And I think that's how you build up your experience and you get to be better at your job. So I think it's probably wrong. It's best to work for as few companies as possible. I would argue it's best to work for as many companies as possible and build up a successful CV and be able to show how you can do the job well. So should you ever lose your job, you need to change job, you're not restricted by the lack of experience. So there you go. There's 3 statements and my thinking behind them. Maybe you've got completely different thinking. Again, write them down, make some notes on them. Why do you agree with them? Why do you disagree with them? Spend some time and see what ideas you can come up with. Once you're happy with your ideas, let's move on. And we've got the employing the right people, the recruitment process. So we're looking at that recruitment process that was mentioned in the pre-reading. So, in the vocabulary section, on page 75A, complete the text with the missing words. So, this is the recruitment process from the candidate's point of view. So, the person going for the job, the prospective employee, okay? So, that's what you're looking for. Using the vocabulary in the book, see if you can finish these recruitment processes. First one is done for you. Submit a CV or resume. Okay. Work through those and see what answers you can get. Once you think you're finished and you're happy with your answers, you can check all the answers on the PPT attached to iClass. Then look at the recruitment process from the employer's point of view. So the person who is actually recruiting the candidate, okay, so the company. So there you go, first one's been done for you. To train new staff, a very important process. When you've hired someone, you need to train them up so they can do the job well, or do it how you want, how the company would like it to be done. Again, all will be usually undertaken by the human resource department of the company. So there you go, work through 75B. Again, you can check your answers on the PPT. Then place the recruitment processes in their probable order from the employer's point of view. So, oopsie daisy, in which order do they come? What's the first step? What's the second step? What's the third step? You can see that in using the vocabulary you've just done from 75B. Obviously, it says probable order. It's not always like in that order, but usually it is. Again, you can check your answers on the PPT. Okay, when you're happy, move on to this question. What sort of qualities what sort of qualities in employees do companies look for? So what are those kind of things when you go to a job interview? What is the company looking for? Brainstorm some ideas. What can you think of? Again, experienced might be a quality. For me, a good team worker. Can they work in a team? Initiative. Do they have initiative? Can they work by themselves? Punctual. Do they come to work on time? Sickness record. Are they ever sick? Their health. I'd never actually experienced a health check for a job until I came to Korea, but every job I've ever had in Korea, health check is required. So, the health of the candidate might be something it's important quality. Honesty, is the person honest? You don't really want to work with someone that's dishonest in most professions. Maybe in some professions it's quite good. Moralistic, what are their morals? There's so many different qualities that companies are looking for. See if you can make a list of maybe 10 different qualities people are looking for when they take on an employee for a company. Okay, when you're happy with your list, and if you can't think of any, go on Google and see what maybe are some of the top qualities. But when you're happy with your list, move on. And we've got vocabulary section again, 75E, match the description to the correct adjective. So what we're talking about, those qualities people are looking for, you've got some examples here. So, is able to come up with ideas, creative, there you go. An example of maybe a quality some people are looking for in different jobs. Especially maybe if you're going for a job in a research and development department, I think creativity would be a skill they're looking for. Maybe less so if you're working on a production plant. They're not really looking for creativity, they're looking for different qualities. Maybe in the entertainment industry, creativity would be a very big quality that they're looking for. Design industry, marketing, creativity would be important. Other jobs maybe less important. But there you go. Work through this list. See if you can put the correct adjective, the correct quality people are looking for next to the sentence. Okay, that it's stating. And then you got another question by the side. In a job interview, how would you describe your personality to a future employer? Okay, so if you had to choose maybe 3-4 qualities that you have, how would you describe yourself? Maybe you're not creative. I don't think I'm particularly creative. What qualities would you use to describe yourself? For me, off the top of my head, I would probably describe myself as hardworking. I describe myself as punctual. I describe myself as quite sociable, so quite easy to talk to. I like talking, I like mixing with new people, and I would describe myself as prepared. I usually work, I work well if I'm prepared and I'm happy. I know what's happening. I've got all my work done before the deadline. I don't like to be rushed, and because that creates stress for me. So there you go. Those are some qualities I would describe myself as. Can you describe yourself to a future employer? And why would you describe yourself like that? Feel free to use these adjectives or the ones you thought about from the previous slide. And there you go. Once you're happy with that, feel free to move on. Again, you can check all your answers to these adjectives in the PPT. Okay, once you've finished, we're moving on to a reading exercise, which you can find on page 76, entitled Women at Work. And what you need to do is read the article on page 76 and try to think of some suitable titles for the article. So there you go, I came up with one there. After reading it, I thought maybe The Advancement of Women in Vietnam could be a suitable title. See if you can brainstorm some different ideas what you think would be a good title for this the reading on page 76. Maybe 2, 3, 4 different titles for that piece of work. Once you've read it, you created some suitable titles for the article. Reread it, reread the information on 76, and decide if the statements are true or false. So, example, the position of women in Vietnam has improved. Well, the answer to that, if you read the article, is true. Okay, and the rest of the statements: women make up less than half the workforce in the service, agricultural, fisheries industry, and construction sectors. Is it true? Is it false? Nearly 25% of Vietnamese companies are run by women, and so on. Read through them, decide whether they're true or false. And again, you can check your answers in the PPT. Okay, once you finish the reading exercise, and there is, in the reading exercise, if you look in the book, there's more things to do. Feel free to do them. This is just the minimum I'm looking for you to do, okay? But if you want to do more, please feel free, work through it, okay? It's only going to help your business English. But once you're happy, you've worked through that reading exercise, move on to the listening exercise, entitled Finding a Job. And it's all about recruitment consultants and agents, okay? And have a think, what function do recruitment agents perform? What is their role? If you don't know, go on the internet, Google the term, and see what answers you can find. Maybe some of you have experience of working for a recruitment agent. I do. When I was a undergraduate, like many of you guys, when I returned to my hometown during the summer, I needed summer jobs. I needed winter jobs. I couldn't get permanent jobs because I wasn't there long enough. So I went through recruitment agents, and they sent me to various places to work. Interesting places. I got a lot of experience in different industries through it. Not all of it good. Some of it fantastic. jobs they connected me with would be I was a truck driver. I delivered beer to English pubs. That was an interesting one. Like you see the men delivering soju and barrels of beer here in Korea, bottles of beer. I did the same in England. What else did I do? I worked in the kitchens of a car manufacturer. Oh wow! I worked in a production plant on a production line. Oh, I did so many different jobs during my summer and winter vacations from university. So there you go. Those maybe gives you an idea of what recruiting agents, what function they do. But if you're not sure, go on the internet, work it out. See if you can find out what they do. And do you have any experience of working in them, like me? Once you know what recruitment agents do, listen to the Hays consultant. Her name's Mrs. Owen. She's the director of Hays International Recruitment, and it asks the question: in what ways does Hays Consultants work with candidates? Okay, so there you go. You're looking for that missing information. Oopsie daisy. And how do the consultants work with their candidates? You can listen to what Mrs. Owen says by just clicking on that.
How do you help people to find the right job?
As a specialist recruiter, our role is...
There you go. Have a listen to Mrs. Owens and see if you can fill in the missing information there. Again, check your answers on the PPT. When you're finished, listen to her again. Same process. Click on the play button. And what 3 key points does she make about preparing for an interview? So what advice does she give? What are the key points does she think when you're preparing for an interview? And she should know because she's an expert, I would guess. When you're happy, you got the answers. Again, check your answers on the PPT. And last one, again, listen to her speak and see if you can fill in the missing information in the passage, this passage here. Oh, and there's one final one. I forgot those 4. I got 2 questions there. What 2 recent changes has she noticed in the job market? In what ways do candidates and employees have a unique opportunity? There you go. The information is all there and the answers are in the PPT. So have a listen. You can listen more than once. Listen as many times as you want. If you're still unsure, check your answers in the PPT. Okay, once you've finished the listening exercise, there's a language exercise on page 78, a language review. Again, don't spend too much time on it. Maybe there's some questions there if you want to work your way through it. You can read about the grammar there on page 149, but you don't need to spend too much time studying that, because I'm sure many of you have studied a lot of grammar in your English education. Okay, so there's a third business case study uploaded onto iClass for you to read through. This one's based on Virgin Media, motivating and engaging employees for better business. It's looking at the role of motivation and human resources. So again, don't need to read it straight away, but do download it, read it in your own time, and really see what information you can get from that. Again, could be useful in your forum posts, could be useful in your writing assignments, could be useful if you do a presentation linked to human resources and motivation. So lots and lots of great information there. So take your time, read through it at your leisure. Okay, so once you're finished with that, move on to the fast fitness. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. A bit of a technical issue there. My computer seemed to kind of pause and stop, and the video stopped. Hopefully I'm back. There might be a bit of a jump in the video there. That was my fault. Don't worry about that. It's not your computer's. So sorry about that. My computer had a couple of technical issues there. Okay, so I think we're back working. Hopefully. Sorry again. So once you're happy with the pre-reading, so not the pre-reading, the Virgin Human Resource case study, download it, read it in your own time, and take on some of those ideas on board. They will help you in the forum posts and your other writing. Okay, so moving on to the case study then. The case study this week is the Fast Fitness, and the objective of the case study is to discuss the strengths of 4 candidates who applied for the job of turning round a chain of health clubs. Decide who to appoint. Okay, so a little bit of background to Fast Fitness. Fast Fitness is a health and leisure club. It's based in Sao Paulo, Brazil. It's got 6 clubs. 4 of the clubs are located in areas of Japanese, Spanish, Chinese or Italian migrants. The clientele are mainly 20 to 40-year-olds. Some of the problems facing the Fast Fitness is the falling profits. Members are not reviewing the membership, and too few new members. Okay. What they've done to correct these problems is advertise for a general manager with the remit of boosting sales and increasing profits. So that's a bit of the background. You can read more obviously in the book on page 80 if you wish. So they're looking to hire a new manager, a new general manager, and you can see the job advertisement here, and you can see it in the book as well. Familiarize yourself with the job and its requirements. So those are kind of the things you got to do in the job requirements, and this is what they're looking for, the kind of characteristics, the experience, the skills. That's what Fast Fitness are looking for to fill the position. Okay, so if you look on page 81, you can see 4 different candidates for the job. Read about them and note down your impressions and what you think about each one. Maybe relating them to the requirements of the job, relating them to the skills that Fast Fitness are looking for. Make some notes on these people. Where do you think the positive aspects are? Where do you think the negative aspects are? When you've made some comprehensive notes, you can listen to the job interviews the candidate's job interview by again clicking there.
Could I ask you, Mr. Wilder, why you want to leave your present job?
Okay, well, I really enjoy teaching languages, but I'm 52 now, and I feel I need a new challenge.
So, there you go. You've got some interviews to listen to. Note down your impressions again. Note down any skills they mention. How do they answer the questions? Relate it back to what Fast Fitness are looking for. Again, maybe you can write down the positive qualities, the negative qualities of each candidate. Okay, and this is the task. Again, think about the strengths and weaknesses of each person from the reading that you did, from the job interviews you listened to, and you've got to decide on the best candidate and who should get the job. And explain your reasons behind it. So you need to choose one of the 4 to get the manager's job. and why did you choose them? Again, you're going to be relating it to the skills that the company is looking for, the qualities that they want in a general manager. Again, there's the advertisement for you to look at. That will help you a lot, because you've got to relate your choices to those requirements. And it leads, so the case study leads into this week's forum post. So what I'd like you to do is, on the forum page on iClass, write 300 words on your decision about who is the best candidate and who should get the job for Fast Fitness. Think about the strengths and weaknesses of each person and explain the reasons behind your choice. Okay, there you go. How you do this is completely up to you. You can focus on one person. You can focus on all 4 candidates. Remember, you only have 300 words, so maybe you just want to focus on one candidate and say why you like them. Maybe if they do have any weaknesses, how could it be improved? Maybe you want to take a bigger scale and you want to look at all 4 of them. How you do it is completely up to you. Okay, it's quite an interesting one, this, and I think it's a very, very useful task as well, especially because many of you will be going for jobs soon. Once you've posted, everyone in the class will be able to view your posts, and again, like you've been doing really fantastically well, they're going to be able to comment on it, pick out some good points and pick out ideas they like, original thinking, maybe ways you've structured your answer. There's so many ways we can learn from each other. So there you go. That's the forum post for this week. You got it. Obviously Sunday is the deadline, but try and get it in early, because the earlier you get it in, the more people can read, the more people can learn from you, and the more you can learn from other people. So yeah, try and get those forum posts in as early as you can. I know it's difficult because some of you will be doing midterms still, but just do your best, okay? And good luck with the forum posts. And as for this case study, if you liked it, if you think you've done it well, it's an opportunity. You could expand it into your writing assignment. So as the head of a hiring committee, write a letter offering the successful candidate the position of general manager of Fast Fitness. The letter should be approximately 150 words. That's not actually true. I would say the letter should be approximately 1 to 2 pages. There's not much need for it to be longer than that. 150 words would be quite short, really. But maybe you could think of other attachments that might come with the letter. Expand your thinking, your ideas to show me those writing skills that I need to see in the writing assignment. So there you go. If you like this unit case study, feel free to do it as your writing assignment. You can see an example of a business letter on page 126, but that's a very basic example. I'm looking for a high quality piece of work for the deadline of week 15. So there you go. If you like it, do it as your writing assignment. Don't worry about that 150 words. I think it should be a lot more than that, really. Maybe 1 to 2 pages would be my suggestion. But that's completely up to you, how long you make it. Okay, that's it, guys. Sorry for the little technical issue halfway through. I hope it didn't surprise you too much or anything. Again, I just want to reiterate, lots of learning materials there. Access them when you can. The reading materials, the pre-reading, the extra reading, the PPT, the business profile of Virgin Media, the forum post, the book if you want to work through more questions. There's plenty of work there to keep you all really busy, I think, this week. Any questions, again, cacao me, send me an email. I'll do my best to answer as quickly as possible. Okay, that's it, guys. That's all for today. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching the video, and good luck with all the work this week 9. Okay, take care, guys, and speak to you next week. Bye bye.